There's good, and brother Jardel as well in the team. Good smattering of Central Queensland talent as well, which has been so strong in touch football, particularly in Queensland, over a number of years now as well. Seamus Edwards from North Queensland is definitely one to watch, but it's a strong, balanced team across the park as well. All the best from New Zealand and New South Wales, I should say, and Queensland talent in this young under 18's age, but plenty of them with senior football experience as well. Like we may mention, the Kiwis playing with the older heads, a lot of these guys do on a regular basis as well, and their skills and talents are going to be on display out here this afternoon. Excitement
Galore here in Newcastle. I just talked very briefly about the coaches of the New Zealand team. I just also want to mention Jackie Tuala, who's the manager of that team, who's also a part of a very experienced group.
So New Zealand here with the first possession, at the speed of the game as well. Straight on the attack, and they get underneath. Ooh, touch made there, Jamin Bob. And you get there, Hotham almost getting underneath. He takes the touch again, gets the ball back, throws it beautiful right to left. They pop back infield. They go the extra pop, just running out of room in the end, going over the sideline. But a pretty exciting start there for New Zealand.
Bit of basketball happening there on the side of the field there as the Australians make their way to the subbing box.
So they'll make changes early on. Nice touch on the previous play as Cox, one of those CQ products, nice straight line running, coming into the line. Edwards here, ever elusive. Throws it back on the outside, and they'll complete their first set as well. So not a half-bad response there from Australia. First possession for them as New Zealand go down the sideline. Any changes coming onto the field. They flow over the halfway line nicely, though, the Kiwis. Tuala takes it forward. Nice pick up and go. Oh, picked off there from Edwards. Don't give him too much space. Nice early meters there from Jardel Bob. He's in the 11.
Well done, Australia, just getting their link in that line and just intercepting that pass, just being able to block that one out as the New Zealanders were hot on the press. But here we go with the Australians, number 12. Finds a space, he's scored. Good defence on that last touch here by the New Zealanders.
And Liam Robinson having to go from half on that occasion. Just couldn't quite skip away from the Kiwis. It's back and forth battle between both teams to start this 18 boys match. There was a little bobble in playing half. They play on. Again, Hotham takes the top, early ball, nice read from the outside there. Nathaniel Hannay coming in to make the touch.
Nice look there by Angus Fawkes, number 8 for New Zealand, as they start to hit that link line. The referee finds something.
Yeah, an incorrect play. The ball looked like the call on that occasion. So good chance here, good field position for New Zealand. Possibly take the opening try of this Trans Tasman test.
So we see the combination there of Kemera and Hotham, not just in the New Zealand under 18 men, but they're also they go to high school together. So Hamilton Boys High School prodigies there.
Fawkes plays it in, just holding that ball up. War makes the touch there for Australia. Takes the first hit up as well. There's the head again towards the substitution box. Plenty of changes early on in this match. The pace of the game, pretty impressive here. As Bob picks up from half, comes off the left foot, comes back infield, almost gets away. They're going to receive the penalty. New Zealand players called offside.
They change of direction on that one, just catching Hotham out on that one.
Jamin Bob dancing around, trying to get the New Zealanders to come forward. Referee's happy. Now, yeah, he puts a hand over the mouth there. In his mind, he must have thought that there was going to be a penalty, deserved a penalty, and he can see the referee did not give one, and he just gave himself the penalty anyway. Turns the ball over back to New Zealand. I'm sure the boys will be pretty calm about that. They won't rip.
Nice little breakaway down the left wing side there.
Play on's the call.
Play on. Play on. And Hawkeye holds in that ball. Number 7, Tarai Hawkeye. We think it is, as we get the replay.
So good response. Looked like they were covered in defence there, Australia. They just managed to get away from the defender, opening a try on the board.
So I'd just like to apologise there. They've called it number 6, Jones. Older brother plays in, he's been in the New Zealand Open mixed environment for a number of years.
So Australia here as they play close to the 5 metre zone, looking to hit back. Pat Crow sends it back infield. Stanhope has a little bobble from acting half. Flynn Kelso, my apologies.
Zakuhata making great yards. Hotham. Nice speed on the ball by the New Zealanders as they start to make their way over the 10 metre line. Forks. Kimura looking short.
Ooh. Sonny Tuala almost getting in underneath. They're up for this, New Zealand. Great start to the match. Australia really having to work hard to get down the other end of the field. Get themselves into an attacking position. Moore straightens up, gets him nice and direct into the line. Pick up from half, deep switch to Edwards. Edwards goes left to right, nice hands. Oh, play on here for New Zealand. Nice footwork as well. Good work there, Francis Morrison.
Unlucky by the Australians. If that would have found one of their players, they were definitely in. A good cover by the New Zealanders. Forks with the drive up through the field. Kimura.
Just couldn't quite get that pop ball back on the inside. Just had a little bit too much sauce on it. Once again, they're making the meters nicely, New Zealand. And they kick out away from the Australians. Fifth touch, couldn't quite pick that one up cleanly. Jones again in the acting half position. Edwards forward again. Robinson again down the left sideline. Changes here for Australia. Jamin Bob back on into half. Picks up and go. Oh, might have been the short option. They still create something though. Lucky to get away with that one. Zane Cox gets it away. You could probably hear the groans from the crowd. There was a short ball option. They would have scrolled over. They still somehow managed to create the try in the end. Numbers. And just getting in underneath Zane Cox. So they did it the hard way, but they still get their opening try on the board, locked up here at 1 apiece.
Just catching the New Zealand link out there, had to turn his whole body to actually get back on deep. Just unfortunate, unable to get there, but great try by the Australians.
Playing within the 5 here, New Zealand. Coming back off the left foot. They look to switch around the back. Ball down. They're trying to claim something from the referee. Play on is the call. As Bob tries forward on touch 1. Condon has the same. Again, more changes. Strong touch in the contact in the touch, I should say. Previous play, they still roll through here. Australia, they're short. New Zealand, they look to go onto the open side. They get on the outside. No, touch made there on Jack Smith.
Good defence shown by the New Zealanders there as Aussie was making their way through the field. The pace that we've come to know it from Australian teams. Incorrect roll ball, I think. Sideway plant.
So they'll tap smack bang on the halfway line. Coming out towards the left-hand side. Fitzhenry. Oh, a little bit of lack of communication there. Fitzhenry heading towards the sub-box. And Nathaniel Hannay is looking to link up for one more hit up down the sideline. And he puts his hand up. Apologise to the boys. Going to get a penalty.
Australia just getting caught out on it. Ended up with only 2 people on the field. And here we go. Foot. Kimura. Foot again. As they start to make their way up to the 5. Get themselves organised.
Last touch now, New Zealand.
Akuhata looking.
Oh, play on, just crawls across the line in the end. Riley Martin got it done. Just a little deflection there off the hands.
Great deflection by Angus Fawkes there, number 8 for New Zealand.
As we see the replay coming up here, coming out towards the right-hand side. Here's the little tip on. Well constructed. There was no fluke there. Knew he just got the hands onto the ball. Falls straight into the hands.
I think the coaches would say that's a planned play.
Probably didn't work on that at training this morning. You might be right, Michael.
It's more like on the plane. I think they figured that one out.
Ooh.
Yes. It's catching the New Zealanders. Australians get another 6. Let's see what they can drum up this time down.
Jamin Bob takes the tap, gets the ball back. He goes himself, does Bob. Touch made, nice work there. Noah Hotham.
Great balance on the ball as he starts to profile back. Also looking at his attacker.
Zane Cox rips, gets it out in the corner. And they have hit back nicely. Adida gets that one down. And at back level, so nice work from Cox. As we see the replay come up here, sweeps around the back, gets away from one defender, rips one straight away, and Adida in the corner finishes that one off. 2 tries apiece.
That's a great pass by the number 7 Cox for Australia. Beautiful, finding his winger.
Tuala. Yep, driving forward, just shy of 5 to play long. Nice slide defence from Australia. Come back in field again to Tuala. He links up with Kamara. He's back in the half here. They play out the back, a little bobble off the chest. Just took the sting out of their attack on that occasion, Francis Morrison.
Great D by the Australians. New Zealand running their back passive line there. The Australians were onto it.
Ooh, Artida goes down the sideline. Nice touch. Oliver Foot coming across field to shut that one down. More. They picked up here. Let's see what the signal is from the referee.
Translate that for me, Scotty.
I think some sort of dance move. So I've seen that
It's
at
the
the nightclubs around Newcastle. Not too sure if that was like an interchange infringement potentially. But anyway.
I wouldn't know about those things, mate.
No, we always do it correctly, don't we? New Zealand, though, regain possession. Back on the attack. Play out the... Ooh, they're going to get 6 more. Right call as well coming in. In the passing lane there, Nathaniel Hannay. Shut that one down. More pressure here for Australia. Nice read in defence. That's another penalty. Offside. Just jumping the gun on that occasion.
Combination of Akuhata, Fawkes and Hotham.
Ooh. Just getting in underneath on occasion. Akuhata. He gets the ball, sends it back in field. Hotham. Diving down low, they're going to give it. Angus Fawkes. He's, well, he literally had a hand in the last one. This time he takes it himself as we see the replay come in. Just comes in off the left foot, gets down nice and low, and Ben Moore couldn't get there in time before the ball was planted. 3-2.
He's certainly grown over his time. He played really well in the Premier Touch League for Te Waiponamu. His sister has been a representative, Jess, in our New Zealand Open Mix program, so he's certainly one to watch out for in the future.
That's Bob, that's Jamin with the ball. They look to go down the short side. No, Edwards plays out the back. Oh, great read again, coming up out of the line. Oliver Foot had to make that one. Bob just goes straight through the middle. They got caught flat-footed there, the Kiwis. Bob throws it over the top. Couldn't link up in the end. Whew. The gates just opened on that occasion and Bob took full advantage.
Good scrambling defence by the Anna 18 boys.
Yeah, they're straight back onto the attack here. New Zealand get their full complement back onto the field. Cox goes back in field. Jamin Bob. Bob gets it back again. Just bobbles out of the hands. And again, Fawkes So he set one up, scores one himself, sets another one up. He's taking control of this match, and that's a handy lead now. They push out to 2. 4-2, the Kiwis now over Australia. Well, that's just a ripper.
That's a ripper. Great hands by the young Trey Russell there. Let's see what the Australians have as they start to creep towards the 5 metre line.
Jardel Bell into half. Just made. The referee's having a bit of a chat here. What's the call? Flynn Kelso received the penalty. As Jardel goes across to Crow. They're going to receive back-to-back penalties here. Jardel Bob takes the touch.
Nice read by Morrison there.
Kelso again. Dishes with Bob. Crow into half. Early ball to Kelso. Kelso gets away from one, can't get away from the second. Now referee's calling one of the New Zealand defenders out of the line here. He's going to get a forced substitution. It's the number 12, Francis Morrison. So they've got a one-person advantage here, Australia. They don't take advantage.
Great substitute by the New Zealanders.
So sweep around the back. They've got them stretched here. Trying to claim the touch. Oliver Foote. And the ball deemed to be down first. So early play in the touch count. As we see the replay coming up here, Kelso just holds the ball. Bob plays it. Kelso sweeps around the back. And oof.
Australians making the New Zealand link make that touch, so it's really, he just had to scramble after that, which really left a 2-on-1 situation for the winger. Very difficult to defend, but here we go. The New Zealanders.
Oh, skips into the in-goal area. Pops it, that's come off an Australian body. No hands involved in that one, though. Just came off the hip there, but it looked like. And again, just open up. Little Staples on that occasion. Getting into the in-goal. Half a chance there for the Kiwis. Australia now with more. He's just been tucking it under and going forward. Australians trying to claim penalties. Play on it is the call. There's good contact out there between both teams. Nothing too over the top at the moment. Now a little bit of space down the right-hand side. Edwards fires it into the corner. Oh, putting the foot down on the accelerator. And Jack Smith gets it done in the corner for Australia. That sees us back level. And this is just good footy from the Australians. Saw a little bit of space. Look at this. Seamus Edwards summed it up nicely. But all about the finish in the corner there and the speed from Jack Smith.
Great work by the Australians. It's really comes from the middles, you know, really committing the New Zealand defence, which means that the outside hits to collapse in. So well done. Let's see what the New Zealanders can do this time, where we've got the very experienced heads of Kimera and Hotham out there.
There's a play out the back again. Play on is the call. They look like they're covered numbers-wise here. Australia do a good job in the end. So they play within the 5, coming out of their end of the field here, the Aussies. Again, more changes onto the park. Zane Cox takes it forward. Crow dishes. Jardel Bob again takes the easy meters. Kelso rips out the back. Could have gone the link on that option. Fires it out instead to Ardita. Scored a try earlier on for the Australians.
They certainly made some big meters on that one, the Australians. So good defence in the end by the New Zealanders as they come through the field. Young Taha Kimera there.
So when you go back to the marks, takes a little bit of sting out of their attack. Again, they're pushing the ball across the line. Now they straighten up, 5th touch, pick up from half and go, showing you going, goes the short ball again! And they haven't been able to come across. Jardel Bob couldn't get it done. And the Kiwis respond nicely, reclaim the lead. So we see the replay coming up here again. And Staples setting this up beautifully. Good line run as well. Akurata slamming that one down. That's a great response from New Zealand.
Okay, if you're watching Staples there, ball in 2 hands, running in the middle of those 2 defenders and committing them both.
So right before the halftime break, the New Zealanders strike to reclaim the lead. And we talked about it, we thought that it was going to be an entertaining match, and we've gotten exactly that here in the first half. Whew. She's a good one, mate.
She's a good one. A good even tussle that we're seeing here. But 2 great young under 18 boys teams.
So close one here, but it's New Zealand who go into the halftime break. Current score here in the 18 boys, New Zealand 5 over Australia 4. Oh, if there's something floating around, yeah. Yeah, whatever you get. Anything, yeah. Welcome back. Second half not too far from getting underway. New Zealand have the advantage at the moment. 5-4, not too much in it. Highly entertaining first half. Michael, you must have been impressed with how the Kiwis went about their business.
Yeah, certainly. We've had some standouts so far through number 8 Angus Fawkes and Thomas Staples, number 13. But here we go again.
They're back on, and Australia play out the back. And Jamin just couldn't hold on to that one. So they would have been looking to come out all guns blazing and potentially level this one back up. It's an error from their first possession. New Zealand going to take the meters, just faking for the extra pop-out play. Foot comes in field to get them going forward again. Nice drive into the line again. Pick up from half. Takes a deflection. What's the referee going to call? 6 more. Bradley Pardon getting in the lane there and forcing the repeat set. So good chance here for New Zealand. Strike again early on here in the second half. Hotham sends it out. Early ball again from Hotham from half. Takes the tap. They're right near the try line here. The Australian defence doing a pretty good job. Flynn Kelso taking the tap. Still touches up their sleeve here. Jones goes back in field again. Takes a deflection. So it might have come off the scone there of Brad Pardon. And Australia regain possession.
The New Zealanders unable to capitalise on their time in the 5-metre zone down there. Good defence by the Australians as they start to make their way through the field. Just over halfway now.
Edwards takes it forward. Crow dishes off again. Jardel Bob. Nice work here from Australia. As they push it out the back. Edwards can get away from the defence there. Jones making another touch. Back and forth between both teams here early on in the second half. The sun has come back out again. Conditions will be warming back up out there this afternoon. 5th touch here, and the Kiwis just rolling into Australia's end of the field. So good field position, and they're straight back onto the football here, Australia. Touch one, and they roll over the halfway line here with Edwards. Oh, and just a little mistake trying to pick that one up, Jardel Bob. So relieves the pressure on New Zealand.
Certainly does. And near halfway already as they go over the halfway line on touch count 2. Start to centre the ball now through Akuhata.
Akuhata gets it back from the switch, dishes, gets into half. as they rip, nice. Dips away in the end. Wasn't really in a position there, Riley Martin, to be able to get that one. So early in the touch count, throw the ball away, New Zealand. Again, strong contact as the Australians are heading towards their substitution box. Yeah, referee's actually got to pull them up for an incorrect play the ball. So again, good chance here, good field position for New Zealand.
We've seen it quite consistently. They pulled a call up in the earlier 2 games, so that's good. That's what we're just needing, just consistent calls, and we're seeing that so far from the referees.
They're doing a great job. As mentioned, Michael, the first couple of games, referees doing good jobs. More of the same here in the 18 boys match.
Botham and Forks, see what they can do here.
Forks rips, doesn't hit a target in the end. So just missing the final execution at the moment. New Zealand, Australia, they're a little bit the same as well. A couple of errors early on. This is where they got done in their previous set as they were coming towards their substitution box. Kelso dishes out the back, Crow. Kelso picks up, does he just go himself? Has that come off hands? Yes, it has. 6 more touches here for Australia. Play on. Oh, did a good job, Jardel Bob, to get back to his feet. They got him stretched and they almost create numbers, but big touch coming in. Out here on the left-hand side for New Zealand. Stops the flow. Australia now take their time to reset their attacking line. Kelso again looks to dive in underneath. Crowd think it's a try. Referee disagrees.
Kevin calls a touch there. Forks, Warren gets up, promoted, just putting a bit of pressure on the ball.
Jardel Bob goes back to Crow. We come out, and a touch made and claimed. Oh, the referee says play on. Dita looks like he has got another one on the board. Referee points to the spot, levels us back up. So we see the replay coming up now. Huge left to right. Pick up. And Dita. Looks like he just got over the arms of the outstretched New Zealand defender on that occasion. What about the ball? Zane Cox he sets this one up. So we see that replay again. Whew. Not much in it.
Not much in it at all. Let's see if the New Zealanders have got a reply.
Early ball. Nice work there from Moore. Coming up out of the line to shut that one down for the Emus. 8 metres out from the line here on 5th touch. Just floating one out now. Did he get hands on that? He had to play at the football. Probably lucky Jack Smith in the end. But he didn't get the fingertips on it. Giving another 6 touches to New Zealand.
Let's see some energy from the New Zealanders here. Foot, touch count 3. Morrison there. The Australians start to make their way.
Oh, space becomes available and just puts the foot down. Bradley Pardon. So they have gone back to back now, Australia, and reclaim the lead. So, as mentioned, just a pop-out play there from Jamin Bob and space for Bradley Pardon.
Just catching the New Zealanders, just backpedaling on that one.
We're in the early era here from New Zealand. So good chance here for Australia. Strike while the iron's hot. Just have to hold the football up as changes come back on. Glenn Kelso back onto the field. Patrick Crow takes it forward. Jardel Bob now on 5th touch. Kelso skips across field, tries to flick it back in. Can't connect with Edwards.
Border ground there. Some good energy shown by the New Zealanders. Tuala leads the way forward. Staples coming through now. Jones.
This is better from New Zealand.
Hawkeye.
Switch in. Hotham. He'll go again from half here. Hotham looks for the link ball. Coming in to make the touch. Jack Smith.
Nice hook line, equal good defence there by the Australian winger.
Yeah, good positive play though from the Kiwis. Kelso again takes easy meters. Bedmore again drives forward. Let's kick out Cox. Pick up. They go back towards Cox. And another 6 touches.
A repeat set of 6 here on the line. New Zealanders having to make their way forward. They go low. Referee called border ground there.
Yeah, Zane Cox caught them napping. Interesting to see on the replay. Looked like the ball bobbled a little bit as he came across the line. It's been deemed that he maintained possession. As the ball went over the chalk, referee was in perfect position to make the call.
It certainly was. It's right in front of him.
So they push out to a 2-try lead now. The Aussies, it's a handy one for them. It's been a really tight battle between both teams as now the Kiwis try to turn the screws. Francis Morrison. Morrison again, comes back infield. Staples goes back to Morrison. Play out the back. They got the numbers here. They take advantage. And the Kiwis hit back nicely.
And here we go. Morris. Staples again. Beautiful ball. Finding the link. Causing the Aussie winger to come in. Great reply by the New Zealanders.
Try scored there from Oliver Foote. Nicely summed up as well from Marco Hunter.
New Zealanders getting their middles up. Just trying to apply a bit more pressure.
Crow, yeah, nice work from the try scorer Foote. Coming up out of the line. Penalties given. So Crow goes out to Cox. Again, Cox plays the ball now. They go down the short side, early ball. Nice read. Nice option from the Australians as well, trying to catch him, napping down the short side, early in the touch count. Kelso sweeps around the back. They go away from him. Bob manages to reel that back in. That's a good effort. Took a little bit of a bobble off the hands as well. Had the awareness to be able to pull this one back in. It looks like it's going behind him. Takes a deflection off the shoulder and reels it back in. Again.
Nice sweep play by the Australians, just causing the New Zealanders to sort of creep across a bit. Overplay that. Step back and finding. Step back short side to be open for them. Well done, Australia. Here we go. Fawkes. He's had a good first half so far.
He gets into half again. Fawkes now, it's been picked off. Alex Condon streaming downfield. Has he got the legs to go the whole distance? Looks like he's going to get there in the end. That's a big play. Alex Condon pulling that one off. Angus Fawkes going for the big play. And Condon looked like he was doing it tough at one stage. And as we see the replay coming up here, Fawkes gets himself into half, rips that big left to right, just sticks the Duke out here. Condon, look at him sucking the big ones in. The big fella stretching towards that left corner and had support on the inside as well. KR Dita. It's a big play. Again, lead just...
I would have loved to see KR Dita actually go up and touch him.
Yeah,
that would have been fantastic. He was clocking him in.
He was close enough. So 3-try advantage now for the Aussies. They're just going to call touch 5 here. Touch made on the arm before the ball was lost. As they just crab across field, they're going to run out of space. And Farron takes the touch, turns the ball back over to Australia.
Just New Zealand just a little bit flat on that one. Just need to make sure that they get themselves organised a little bit earlier on the strike line.
Roll over the halfway line again. Kelso had plenty of touches here in the second half. Jamin Bob goes forward. They pick up. Whip one out. Pop back on the inside to Kelso. He almost manages to reel that in one-handed and slam it down at the same time. Pops out from the hands.
Referee says no, this is the spot.
Six and a half to go here in the second half. Kiwis are going to get themselves in any position to get back into the match. They've got to go in the next few sets, you think. As Tuala goes forward, they pick up again. Is the referee happy Australian players are on side? No. Penalty is going to be given. Good chance here from New Zealand, down by 3. Still plenty of time on the clock.
There's plenty of time, so we've got Jones, Fawkes and Tuala.
Bit of a messy play the ball. Touch made again. What's the play here, Michael?
One of the strike plays, Jones, as he starts to lead the field. Let's see what Fawkes, you probably look at playing their short game with Fawkes again. They go for
just dipping away from Riley Martin, but it was pretty much a one-on-one situation. Space available to them on the left-hand side of the field, but there wasn't too much on offer there for the Kiwis. Just that little bit of polish on the back end where they need it to try and get themselves back into the match. Probably let them down in the second half. The Australians look at him roll into the line here. Edwards. Oh, it's picked off this time. Oh, touch made as Fawkes. He throws the head back. You can see open pastures ahead.
He could. He could also feel that touch by the Australian at the same time. So let's see a bit of energy come through from the 18 boys. So they make their way over halfway now. It's going out to Morrison.
The last touch as well. Play on is the call. Referee might pull this one back for a touch and pass. And the Aussies will take the tap. Come over towards the substitution box for Tenry, taking the tap. Kelso back onto the park. Ben Moore again just gets him going forward. She's done a great job in steadying the ship throughout this match. Ben Moore happy to take the tap on that occasion. The referee will march him further up the field.
Nice support deep there by Francis Morrison. It's the other middle working alongside Kimura. Morrison takes the ball forward. Here we go, Staples. He's been a danger man in the first half.
Switch in. Trey Russell plays the ball.
Nice
ball.
Sideline
No.
referee.
It's half a chance. The execution of that pass, if that's just on the chest in the backwards direction, no one in front out there for the Kiwis. That could have been the spark that they really needed. Clock's starting to become a factor now for them.
Good call by the referee, right on the spot there. New Zealanders just need some go forward. They've been backpedaling all the way through. The Australians in the second half have really come firing out of the subbing box, just leading that go forward as the New Zealanders start to find some fresh legs. Referee says just a bit of in the ruck area. Tuala, Jones.
Roll into Australian territory. Jones just tucking the ball up under the wing. He's got the football in hand again. Kicks away from the Australian defence. Goes back in to Tuala. Fawkes. Oh! The referee is going to pull back for a penalty. It's actually going to go to Australia. So something potentially in the roll ball.
Somewhere in that, in the ruck area.
And the Australian defenders, they might have heard the call from the referee because they had folded on that occasion. Contact. As the Australians came to the sub-box. A little battle on play here as Kelso holds the football, plays it shy of the 5, gets an early ball back, and that's good defence there from New Zealand. They're going to give the penalty away. Offside is the call. So under 2 minutes now on the clock. 9-6 is the score here in the 18 boys match between Australia and New Zealand. Youth Trans Tasman.
Again, we're just seeing that whole setup is coming from the speed through the field.
And Kelso just coming off the left foot. Quite a second half he has had. He's had a hand in almost everything for Australia. As we see the replay, just coming up out of the line. Just looked like you had all the time in the world there, Flynn Kelso. Sees the ball, comes off the left foot. And no one at home for New Zealand. The 10th try on the board, 10-6. Handy lead. Under a minute now. Left in the second half. Deep switch out the back for Kamara. He plays the ball, gets it back again. Throws a nice ball over the top. That's a nice response there. Farrant slams it down in the corner. So still fighting here, the Kiwis, but it's going to be too little too late.
A better execution, and I think as you said earlier, Scotty, I think when the New Zealanders can find their execution on the long ball, they've certainly been able to catch the Australians out. But this team is fighting right to the end as we get into the under the 30 seconds.
Will Australia go for that one last shot here? Still time for them. Under 10 seconds to go. As they just put it through the hands. Edwards picks up early ball to Bob. Bob goes himself. He gets on the outside of Akahata, who has done a great effort for the Kiwis throughout this match. And that will wrap us up. And the Aussies get the victory in the end. A gallant effort from the Kiwis. They went into the halftime break with the lead, but the Aussies too good in the end, running over the top of the New Zealand side.